Hello, Mr. Concepts or Mr. Juvent Paul. This is lesson number 3 of volumetric analysis. And this time I'm talking about counting in the compound. Counting atoms in the chemical formula or compound. It is very important somebody to understand that concept because it is the only concept that somebody need to use when calculating the relative, meaning the molecular mass of the compound mathematically. So it is very important to understand this concept. So be very careful, make a follow-up so that by the end of this talk, you will have been understood a full concept on how do we count the number of atoms in the chemical formula. Now, to start with, see, these ones are the compounds, but simply it has started by just a single atom. This is a hydrogen atom. Hydrogen atom, and this one is hydrogen molecule or hydrogen gas. This one is 3 molecules of hydrogen, and this is water. This one is 2 molecules of water, sulfuric acid, and others. Now you can see at least it is a variety of compounds. Now we need to see one by one how do we count number of atoms in this chemical formula. Now to start with, I start with that one, the simple one, hydrogen. When I write hydrogen, for example, so when I write hydrogen, this one is termed hydrogen atom. When it stands alone like this, it means that is one atom of hydrogen. This is one atom of hydrogen. So this one is one hydrogen. One hydrogen. But if it is written like hydrogen, then 2. This one is hydrogen molecule. Now, how many hydrogen atoms are there in here? Here it counts 2. This one counts 2 hydrogen. 2 hydrogens or hydrogen atoms. 2 hydrogen atoms. If it appear like this one is 2 hydrogen atoms. But if it is like, if it starts like 3, then hydrogen molecule like this. See, here we have this one first. Hydrogen molecule. But before hydrogen molecule, we have 3. So it means hydrogen molecule is having 2 hydrogen atoms. 2 hydrogen atoms, hydrogen molecule. But how many hydrogen molecules are there? They are 3. So it is 2 hydrogen atoms times 3, times 3, times 3. This one brings a total of 6 hydrogen atoms. 6 hydrogen atoms, like that. Now, if it is like, for example, if it is a molecule of water, for example, written like hydrogen 2, then oxygen. See, this one is hydrogen atom having a valence of 2 there. So this one hydrogen only counts 2 atoms of hydrogen. So equals to 2 hydrogen atoms. 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. 1 oxygen. Like this. But then if it is like, it is just like 2, then hydrogen, then oxygen like that. This one means this is 1, meaning 2 hydrogen atoms, but the number that stands before the chemical formula, any number, when the number is written before a chemical formula, it will count all atoms in front of it. So this one, this 2 counts hydrogen, but also counts oxygen. So by that way, we have 2 hydrogen atoms because of this number, but also 2 hydrogen atoms because of this number here. So we have a total of 4 hydrogen atoms. 4 hydrogen atoms. And then, because this number counts all atoms in front of it, then we have 2 oxygen atoms. 2 oxygen atoms. So this one will count up somewhere there. It counts up somewhere there. So we have 2 oxygen atoms. 2 oxygen atoms. If it is written like, for example, you have this one, sulfuric acid, hydrogen sulfate. This one counts 2 hydrogen atoms, 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 sulfur atom, and 4 oxygen atoms. 4 oxygen atoms. 4 oxygen atoms. Now let me put one somehow complicated, like maybe it is 3. It is 3, and then we have ammonium, and then a bracket. Let me maybe I write ammonium sulfate. Assume the chemical formula is like that. A number outside the bracket, like these two here, a number outside the bracket will count all atoms that are inside the bracket. By that way, here it is 2 nitrogen atoms just because of the number written outside the bracket as a subscript. Here we have a total of 4 hydrogen atoms times 2. This one brings how much? It brings 8 atoms of hydrogen. But we can see before this bracket there is 3, number 3 over there. By that way, this also counts all the atoms in front of it. So the 3 counts nitrogen, counts hydrogen, counts sulfur, and also counts oxygen. So you need to find out that the number, how does the number that is written before the chemical formula plays its part in counting number of atoms in the particular chemical formula. Now see, we start. We have seen that nitrogen is having a number outside the bracket. So this counts 2 nitrogen atoms. But also outside the bracket before nitrogen there is 3. So this is 2 nitrogen atoms. 2 nitrogen atoms. These ones here, 2 nitrogen atoms. So 2 nitrogen atoms. And then 2 of this one, then times 3. Because this 3 counts all atoms in front of it, but also these 2 counts all atoms inside the bracket. So for nitrogen we have 2 times 3. So it is 2 times 3 nitrogen equals to 6 nitrogen. Equals to 6 nitrogen. Now hydrogen is 4 hydrogen atoms times 2 times 3. So it is 4 hydrogen atoms times 2, then times 3. So we have a total of how many? That is this one times this one. That makes 8. 8 times 3, that is 24. That is 24 hydrogen atoms. Hydrogen atoms, like that. But then let us move to sulfur. Sulfur is seen 1 here. But before it is meaning it is having number 3 before it. So 3 counts also for sulfur. So there we have we have 3 sulfur atoms. 3 sulfur atoms. Let us move to oxygen. Oxygen is having 4 over there. But before oxygen we see there is a 3. So it is 4 oxygen. 4 oxygen. So 4 oxygen times 3. So times 3. This one brings 12 oxygen atoms. 12 oxygen atoms. 12 oxygen atoms. So that is how things go in ammonium sulfate as a chemical formula. Now see, for example, let us see if, for example, you have something like for aluminium hydroxide. 4 molecules of aluminium hydroxide, it is written like that way, aluminium hydroxide. Let us count the number of atoms in there. Within this chemical formula, we find 4 aluminium atoms directly. 4 aluminium atoms. 4 aluminium atoms. And then how about oxygen? It is 3 oxygen atoms just because of this number written outside the bracket. 3 atoms of oxygen. So it is 3 times 4 just because of this number written before the chemical formula. So times 4, and then we have a total of 12 oxygen atoms. How about our mini hydrogen? Hydrogen is having it is 3. Hydrogen is 3, and then just because of this number outside the bracket, but also before hydrogen we can see 4 over there. So it is times 4 times 4 times 4. So we count how much? We count 12 hydrogen atoms, like that. So I'm pretty sure that at least you can, for you to understand more, you just pick any chemistry book, find the chemical formulas there, try to count the atoms in the chemical formula one by one. You will be improving your knowledge in this concept. And up there, let me call it a session, and we meet in the next session that will be talking about the concept of mole, Thank you for watching.